Welcome to this 6-part video series on the basics of texture. I will be going through the process of creating a game-ready, low-poly wooden crate from start to finish. Programs that will be shown are Maya 2016, Photoshop CS6, and Crazy Bump. Over the course of this series, I will start off by creating a high-poly study of how a crate would actually be constructed. From there, I will be making a simplified low-poly model based on the proportions of that study, laying out the UVs or surface of the low poly model in a way that we can texture, and finally going over the several basic texture inputs and how to create them. As this is an introduction to how texturing works, it is good to talk about some vocabulary. Texture mapping is the process of adding graphics to the surface of a polygon object. These graphics can be based on photographs or of original design. Shaders, or materials, combine textures and are applied to an object. Shaders and textures can often be confused, but a texture is a bitmap image that gets connected to a shader, which is applied to a mesh to give the 3D object a particular look. Different texture types. Diffuse, or base color, is what one usually thinks of when thinking of texture. Specularity or reflectivity defines how a surface reflects light. An object with high specularity will reflect light like metal or a polished plastic. Things like wood and stone will have a lower specularity as they are less reflective. The amount of specularity is defined low to high on a black to white scale. Beyond the color and reflection, shadows can be implied based on surface details. Bump is the simplest way to show this and is represented in grayscale. The big cousin of bump maps, normals, deal with the same implication of surface depth, but do so in a more involving way, resulting in a cleaner and more refined detail. As well, there are other maps such as transparency, gloss, incandescence, and many more. This series will imply a basic knowledge of Maya and Photoshop's respective interfaces. With that being said, let's begin.